welcome into another episode of the Dropkick Basement, your favorite pro wrestling history podcast. Mike Madden on one end of the discussion, and I've got my tag team partner, Tom Schultz, on his side. Tom, we're getting a little bit closer to WrestleMania season, so how are you feeling about it?
Getting closer to Mania season, which it's a good. Typically, it's a good time of year. Hopefully, things are starting to ramp up a little bit because it's feeling kind of flat. If I'm going to be honest with you.
Well, yeah. I think it always hurts, especially with us because we record ahead of time, right? So we know what is sort of in the works. We know who won the Rumbles. And now as we're getting to this weekend that we're going into is going to be Elimination Chamber, but obviously you guys are going to be hearing this after Elimination Chamber, so you're happy that Cody won, I hope. And probably Rhea Ripley, because they love the same people. I mean, am I talking out of school? Do you think that's, if you crystal ball it before this weekend and then sort of play I told you so to the people at home, would you agree with me that it's Cody and Rhea?
Okay, so having literally no knowledge of what's going on in their television whatsoever, because I haven't watched it since SummerSlam, I think.
Okay, right.
Cody has to, because they have nothing else to do with him.
Right.
And he's like the only guy they have over right now.
Yes.
So it has to be him. And then who's the women's champion at the moment?
So this would be for the SmackDown Women's Championship. Is Jade Cargill?
I can see Rhea not winning only because that match doesn't really make any sense.
Is she holding a tag belt right now?
Okay,
so maybe she doesn't win if they have plans for her in a tag.
I don't even know. I don't know who's in the match, or else I'd give you a prediction.
Yeah.
Hold on. Let me pull it up for a second, just because then maybe I can.
I know Raquel Rodriguez is in there. Rhea's in there. Alexa Bliss.
Okay.
Asuka.
And
the Tiffany Stratton, because we can't.
Maybe her.
We can't fucking stop with that girl.
Maybe.
And
her.
then there's another like NXT call up girl that got a random spot. So.
Okay, so my prediction is going to be Tiffany.
Okay, all right. So
not that anyone gives a shit.
Yawn. But that's actually a good segue, because we're anticipating maybe some stale or some kind of non-flashy main events. We're going to talk about the 10 worst WrestleMania matches that we've experienced or that we know of. Some of these are just fluky garbage matches. Other ones are main events that just didn't hit. Other ones should have been much better than they were on paper. And it's really, this is more of a kind of an exercise in what really let us down at WrestleManias. Now, we don't want to really talk negative about them, because some of these were really tough to like find a bad match on some of these WrestleMania cards. When they hit it right, they hit it right. And when they fail spectacularly. So yeah, this week we are going to be looking at the mistakes and the mishaps that have happened in WrestleMania's past. 41 years at this point, which is crazy to me. But I will kick it to you to start us off. Give us one, and these are in no particular order. These are more or less just off the top of our head thoughts that we have. So go ahead, hit us with
All
one.
right, we're gonna start with just last year, WrestleMania 41, the main event, John Cena versus Cody Rhodes for the WWE, whatever the fuck title that is.
Okay, right.
This was a spectacular fail.
Letdown. Yeah.
Huge letdown. You were coming on. What made me hate this match so much was you were coming off the biggest heel turn since Hogan at Bash at the Beach 1996.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
And what they did with that was utterly disgusting.
Yeah, fumble of fumbles.
I mean, you literally had everyone eating out of the palm of your hand after Elimination Chamber, and you did nothing with it.
Yeah, yeah.
And it was all in the sake of John Cena's retirement. And I understand you want to have him win the title in his retirement run. You want to have him beat Flair's championship record.
Yes.
But the execution of this was just so poorly done. And now I hear him when he says, my idea for this heel run was I wanted to take everything that you loved about John Cena and take it away from you. Instead of turning heel, I want to be the same guy, but I want to ruin professional wrestling for you because I'm the heel.
Right.
But that's not how it came across, especially in this match. This match went 30 plus minutes.
Yeah. Yeah.
It was, first of all, way too long. There was, it was so that they kind of touch on it on that Netflix show that they have about like the behind the scenes stuff.
Right.
And everything that they did at SummerSlam was to make up for how awful this was. And he even said it was such a disappointment.
Yes.
I mean,
John they knew Cena they made a mistake.
Says that.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
All the way down to the finish with Travis Scott getting involved. I mean, okay, put that aside. At Elimination Chamber, who is the guy that gives John Cena the
where's Uncle Dwayne?
Nowhere to be seen. I mean, just an all-time spectacularly awful booking decision.
Right.
I wouldn't have minded if you didn't just come off of literally John Cena's biggest moment in his career.
And a moment that, like, as you said, that people have been sort of like speculating about, it made mainstream television. Like, and again, they suck up to mainstream television now so much. And you were making all of these, almost every single Good Morning America talked about it. Yeah. The ESPN shows before they had the ESPN suck up deal. You had Barstool podcasts where like we're talking about it and parroting it and everything, and blogs and Twitter and all of these like elements that you bend the knee to, they were in the palm of your hand, as you had mentioned. Like, it's a layup. It's something that's unprecedented. And yes, if you had gotten the input from Rocky, even at Elimination Chamber, where he was like, I don't know what my schedule is going to be. Don't use me in the promotional material for this. That would make sense, because you wouldn't have the crowd anticipating. But when you've got dead spots in the match, because it did go a little bit long, and because Cena's not used to being that level of heel, you have people that are just like, whether commentary is subtly like referencing the original heel turn, or the crowd is starting to chant, there's a palpable energy in that room where it's like, Rocky should show up now. This should be the time. The cue is here. And then it turns out to be Travis Scott smoking a blunt. And it's like, really, like, square peg, round hole.
And coming from the year before where they did it so perfectly.
Yeah.
With Cody and Roman, where you had this Pavlovian like effect with the crowd where they're expecting someone's music to hit. And granted, the year before, everyone thought it was going to be Stone Cold. It turned out to be The Undertaker.
Yeah. Yeah.
But it still got the pop.
It's big, right? Yeah.
This went over like a fucking fart in church.
Yeah, because it sort of like it stole the tropes from the year before, but it swapped it out with Temu versions of it.
Yeah.
The Rock isn't, like, if The Rock is going to come down with Travis Scott And if Travis Scott is then going to get involved in the main event, The Rock has to be there. Without Rocky, Travis Scott is just a lost boy who's just like, how he wasn't involved in the weeks, and other than the heel turn in Toronto, he's not involved in any of this. How does this make sense?
And if we're going to have the logic of it, right? If he's coming in this guy who's 5'10", 120 pounds is supposed to come in and be a posing threat.
He's the difference maker in this. Yeah, exactly.
What thought process? Who booked this shit?
You made Cody look neutered. Cena could only salvage it with promos and the potential for the rest of his retirement.
Yeah.
And that just sort of like led, this was the beginning of the funeral. And yeah, he did have good matches in that build, but they didn't reclimate it, and they didn't really retcon anything until they reset it at SummerSlam. And it's ironic that it's the same two guys, but the tempo is different. They both agreed to make amends like the week before SummerSlam or the week of SummerSlam to say like, hey, we're going to have a hard-hitting match, and it's going to be physical and brutal, but the crowd's back on my side, and you're getting retirement toward John Cena at this point. This was the worst way to start it, and it set the fans up for a very disappointing 4 months of storytelling and action until you were able to reset things. And thank God that Travis Scott never came back, because that was, from what I understand, that was one of the rumors, was that one of the SummerSlam matches was going to involve Travis Scott in the ring. Whether it was going to be with Cena against Cody and a partner, Jelly Roll rumored to have been, that would have been like Jelly Roll's, for lack of a better term, role in all of this. And they pivoted to the shit with Drew McIntyre and what's his name? Randy Orton and
and
Logan Paul. So it's it's just it was a poorly booked match, and it was so incredibly slow, and it was two guys that probably, if they were booked at the same level, they probably would have turned in what they turned in at SummerSlam, and it would have been a great way to end the second night of WrestleMania, and would have reclaimed a lot of the sort of like wishy-washy feeling that that night 2 of WrestleMania especially like left people with. So
yeah, and I just for the company that brags about its storytelling and all this stuff, to literally do the heel turn as just a hotshot angle, for, like you said, publicity, was a bad look,
misguided
down the line, because if you followed through with that role that he was going to take after that heel turn, all well and good, but to do it just for the pop the night of, and never really follow through with it, never have the idea of where this is going down the line, was such a mistake, and it really fucked up. That left everybody, who, especially the people in the building who paid fucking $20,000 to sit front row, with a bad taste in their mouth.
You're starting to see why their terrible overbooking and their reliance on celebrity in the last year and a half has kind of bit them in the ass. And like I said, hopefully they're learning some lessons from this, but we'll have to see what the what the upcoming card looks like. So I'm gonna go to reverse course, and I'm gonna go to the first WrestleMania. And the worst match, and for a long time this is like, if somebody says, hey, what was terrible matches at WrestleMania, this is one that I will bring up all the time. In the mid card, it was Brutus Beefcake versus David Sammartino.
I have to be 100% honest with you that I haven't watched WrestleMania 1 in, I couldn't even tell you,
Yeah.
probably 20 years. I don't remember this whatsoever.
Don't worry, not a lot of people do. It was the second longest match on the card.
For real?
Second only to the main event.
How long was it?
11 minutes and 43 seconds.
You never need that much.
It ends in a double disqualification.
What?
Beefcake has Johnny Valiant in his corner. David Sammartino obviously has Bruno Sammartino wearing one of the most Cosby sweaters of the era. It was just, okay, I get it that like Bruno's retired. Here's the funniest part about that is Bruno comes out of retirement like 20 times in the next like 2 years to wrestle guys like Piper, to wrestle guys like Paul Orndorff, Savage, Honky Tonk Man. You couldn't have said to Bruno, hey, we'll put you in a team with your son. Maybe this will get your fucking stupid son over, and we'll let you beat Beefcake and Johnny Valiant, or Beefcake and another partner. Johnny Valiant's easy because you're from the same era, from the 70s together, and you've wrestled each other a bunch of times in the 70s. So be together. Instead, they're like, nope, it's going to be this fucking punchy kicky rest hold. They're trying to get over that like David is learning the submission moves that Bruno used back in his day, and he's a young powerhouse and he's an up and comer, and Beefcake is brand new, and but he's more arrogant and flamboyant. 11 minutes and 43 seconds. I will reiterate, this isn't the era where we have like 13 matches on a WrestleMania card and you get a couple that are 20, 25 minutes because, as we just mentioned, you're in this era currently where WWF main event style lends itself to these 30-minute epics.
Yeah.
This is a much more condensed. The match before this was Ricky Steamboat versus Matt Bourne. Two technically excellent wrestlers. It went 4 minutes and 39 seconds. The match after this is Junkyard Dog and Greg Valentine for the IC belt. That went 6 minutes and 55 seconds. This is obviously an atrocious booking decision to let these guys go to a double countout, probably to set up a tag team match in Pittsburgh, on the next loop. Just do it here. Get the fuck out of here with David Sammartino. Get the fuck out of here with Brutus Beefcake. Take this match off the card, and you have a much better streamlined, or, I don't know, make a little bit of, make a little inroads to Sergeant Slaughter and say, we'll get you an opponent. Sergeant Slaughter could have wrestled fucking Jim Neidhart, but whatever. This was stupid. This did nobody any favors. Beefcake was there for the next 9 fucking WrestleManias in some way, shape, or form.
That's insane.
And David Sammartino was gone by October. So yeah, that's always one that's going to be high on my list for stinkeroos in WrestleMania history. Don't go back and watch that one.
And now the other thing with like a lot of the early WrestleManias is like, I feel like they weren't really aiming to try and like put on like classic matches with much of the undercard.
No.
They were usually like storytelling devices. So it's kind of hard to pick like the worst match because none of them are all of that great to begin with.
It's a lot what it is, it's a lot of like I think you're right with the storytelling element. It's also a lot of the guys would come in the early part of that particular calendar year, and it would be like their first big prominent spot is WrestleMania.
Yeah.
So this is our chance to like get the guy on the show, get him over, show the people that like this is one of the new heroes or the new like villains or whatever it is. But it's very house showy too. Like this is what's funny about I think you're absolutely right. Like the first maybe 2 or 3 WrestleManias is they have house shows like the next weekend or like later that week. So what they're hoping and they're banking on is that the matches that take place at those first few WrestleMania cards are box office enough that you can say, well, this did well, like the crowd responded to it well. This needs to be a semi-main event in Altoona, Pennsylvania, or we could put these guys together for another 3-month program and build to a bigger blow-off. Like I said, they probably did the real tag team match in a market like Pittsburgh because they know that Bruno and David are from Pittsburgh. He's over there. Valiant's a Pittsburgh guy or an East Coast guy, and Beefcake is just a fucking tag along. But yeah, that's the first one that came to mind for me.
I kind of want to go back and watch it just to see how bad it really is.
No, you don't. No, you don't.
I do enjoy bad wrestling.
All right, well,
like wrestling at its best and wrestling at its worst are some of the highest forms of entertainment. It's when you're in the middle there that it that's I think that's
where disappointment comes in.
Yes, exactly.
When it's very mid. All right, hit me with what you got next.
All right, we won't stray too far from last year. We'll go the year before. WrestleMania 40, Philadelphia.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Jimmy Uso versus Jey Uso in what was a super kick funeral.
Yeah.
Holy good God.
I mean, it's...
First of all, the Bloodline story at that point has gotten so stale. And so the only thing left is to have the Usos fight one another. That's the only thing you could do with them.
Yeah.
And what is that expression? The sum of the parts are not as good as the whole. Is that
the individual parts aren't as good as the sum or you're right.
Something along those lines.
Yes.
But the Usos as a tag team are like one of the storied tag teams of like the newer era of WWE.
Yeah.
Had a litany of really good matches.
Right.
Even the year prior, main evented as the tag team champion.
Absolutely.
In a fantastic match against Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn.
Yeah.
But splitting them up, I understand when you split them up, you have them go against one another. It's a very popular storytelling device with especially brother tag teams. You had Brett and Owen put on one of the greatest WrestleMania matches of all time.
Yeah.
30 years earlier. The problem is that when these guys don't have each other to bounce off of and have to carry a match individually, it just doesn't work.
It dies a death.
It really doesn't work when all they do is super kick one another.
Right.
The Usos in that match did what everyone says the Young Bucks do.
Oh, yeah, they just relied on what their famous high spot is. It built to counter wrestling, but not in a productive way. Right? It's basically like you're having the mirror match. In a bubble, a mirror match works great. If that match was on a Clash at the Castle in Paris, or it was on a Saturday night's main event and didn't have the high profile element to it and everybody just sucking off the fucking bloodline shit, it probably could have lived in, and they probably would have had a little bit more creativity to be done with it. The problem was you're doing it at WrestleMania. It's the only time that they wrestled one-on-one against each other, right? Like there was no
that I remember.
There was no builds. They might have been in tags or six mans, or beatdowns, whatever. But this is the first time that this is the first and only time that they're doing this. Thank God they didn't go back to this because they made such a spectacular flop with it the first time. And 2 years later, thank God they're back in tag teams for the most part because you realize that there's the liability and there's a disconnect in ring when they don't have each other to work off of. In a word, it was boring.
It was so boring.
It was overindulgent and boring.
And what's insane is the last match that you were speaking about, right?
Mm-hmm.
You said that went 11 minutes.
Yeah. This was a long one too. Yeah.
This match was 11 minutes. And do you know what Jey Uso said was the reason that he didn't think it turned out well? Was because time was cut from it. Could you imagine this being longer?
Well, but that's what I'm saying is like if it wasn't on a main event, if it wasn't on a WrestleMania, if it was on a secondary pay-per-view or a Saturday night's main event, yes, I think he's right. Like if they had more time, they probably could have fleshed out more spots. Instead, it is, what do you guys do best? Super kick, counter, duck, go to the top, super kick off the top. Series of beatdown spots, get the heat, come back, super kick. So your layout is, I think the Young Buck comparison is perfect because you're exposing yourselves as one-trick ponies. The way bigger problem was that the one-trick pony who went over in this, they rode that one-trick pony for the next year after that to one of the main events of the next WrestleMania. He had a good match against Gunther, but where do you go after that?
Yeah, exactly. And that's part of the problem is I think Jimmy doesn't get the criticism that Jay does because he was never put in a high profile situation once they split.
Yeah.
Even when he was having his singles matches, they weren't under a microscope the way Jay's are, because it's a guy that, quite frankly, as a singles wrestler, it doesn't work.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
He's got this stupid fucking chant now.
Yeah.
That is the only reason he got over. And listen, for a guy that's been doing it for close to probably 20 years now, I get the older you get, you're not as agile anymore, and it's better to have something like that.
Yes.
To get you over, than to rely on abusing your body and the high spots and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
But it's become insufferable.
I agree. He's not endearing to an older audience, and when he endears to the younger audience, they just want to do the yeets. They just want to pump the hands. The stupid announcers do it, and they stand on tables doing it, and Michael Cole loses credibility every single time he does it. And then the bell rings. And that's it. And then you wait until the bell rings again, and you hope that he wins so you can go back to doing your yeets. Like, you can hear a pin drop in the goddamn place when the bell rings. That's not good.
They've gotten to the point where they have to do it mid-match.
Yeah.
Because
he
can't work.
He's got no heat. Right, exactly. Or they gotten to the point where they're like, oh, good. We can safely put this experiment to bed. He's back in his tag team box, and we don't have to worry about overexposing him like we did, because Netflix loves how like the whole crowd goes yeet, and it's a great visual. I'm never going to take anything away from the visual. They love the spectacle of this whole fucking business. So more power to them that they have this entrance and that it's over and that people talk about it, and it's an easy one-note highlight. The problem is ding, 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 and that guy stands there and he waits to do another comedy spot. That's not a main event guy.
No.
You could call him main event Jey Uso as much as possible. He's mid-card tag team Jey Uso.
Yeah. In fact, I don't think he's ever main evented a pay-per-view that was a singles match.
No, he lost to Gunther on a Saturday night's main event, right?
Since he's become the main event Jey Uso, he doesn't main event anything.
Yeah, there's always somebody better. Sorry, dude.
Yeah, but that was an all-time flop.
Yeah,
that match.
I hate that match.
And I think that at that point, it was the end of the whole bloodline run. Mm-hmm. Roman was losing the belt.
Yeah.
they were kind of splitting everyone apart.
Cool them off.
Yeah. And I think that they just it was an utter failure.
Good. Mercy kill it. All right. The next one that's on my list, again, I'm going back to the Wayback Machine on this one. WrestleMania 5. First of all, you want to talk about a slog to get through.
Oof. That's a long. I remember that being a really long one.
Four is long because of the tournament, but at least it's a tournament. 5 is long because Jesus, they were.
That card sucks.
It was like they were booking there's so many things that, like, if you pick apart that card, you can come up with a good, like, 7 or 8 match card, right? The other one,
if you.
The problem is I think there were 13 matches on the card.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
This is one of them. It goes on just before the main event, by the way. So it has. Do you want to talk about no time? This one was over in 13 seconds. The Red Rooster, Terry Taylor versus Bobby the Brain Heenan. Now, they had gotten into this, like, trope, and this is why this stinks. And God bless Bobby Heenan. Bobby Heenan is one of the greatest entertainers in the history of the wrestling business. Unmatched manager and such an underrated in-ring worker that he's so good. The problem is, like, this had no time. This was a stupid feud to begin with. This was the burial of Terry Taylor with a WrestleMania payoff, like, put on top of it for 13 seconds of action with a red stripe in the middle of his head and him doing the chicken neck shit with Steve fucking Lombardi at ringside with Bobby Heenan for the 13 seconds, Brooklyn Brawler. I mean, did you really need to make Bobby Heenan wrestle on this show? He came out with Andre. He came out with Rick Rude. He came out with Haku. There were enough opportunities for Bobby Heenan to do shit on this show. The last thing he should have been doing was wrestling on this show. Save this for a Saturday night's main event. Save this for superstars coming out of WrestleMania. It's an angle more than anything else. And Rooster, like, rams his shoulder into the turnbuckle, puts on a chicken wing, gets a win, does his head bobbing bullshit, and that's the end of it. It's such a nothing. On a card that had too much filler to begin with. And there's a lot to pick from that WrestleMania 5 card, believe me.
Yes.
I think there's a Dino Bravo match on there.
Of course there's a Dino
Bravo and Hercules or something like that. Like, it's...
I think that's what it is.
But
Jake and Andre was also really bad.
Jake and Andre with John Studd as the goddamn immobile referee. Boo. Red Rooster Heenan is a big boo. Again, it's another one. If you've never seen it, do not take time out of your day to go back and watch that. It's a
13
letdown.
Seconds is...
That doesn't take up a lot of your time, but...
If there's any match on this list to go watch, I would say that's the one.
Maybe, but
you might blink your eyes and miss it.
But you're also like, why did we have that? Like, what?
Exactly.
I don't know who was looking for the big blow off of the Bobby Heenan Red Rooster storyline that was already blown off when they split. Oh my God.
Apparently it was Atlantic City, New Jersey that was looking forward to the blow off of that.
Listen, I don't know if I like him as a trainer. I certainly don't like him as a backstage guy. I kind of like Terry Taylor as a worker in this. When he first came into WWF in '88, because he was so good as a heel in World Class and in UWF, like the year before that, I was like, I'm getting behind Terry Taylor as a heel. And he's going to be in the Bobby Heenan family. That's great. And then, like, 2 weeks in, they're like, He's not very. Bobby Heenan on the Brother Love show is like, he's not very good. We're going to give him a name. I can make anybody a star. We're going to call you the Red Rooster. And I was like, doomed. This guy is doomed. Go back to goddamn world class. Go to Memphis, you idiot. The money's not worth it. And he was there for...
The grass is not always greener.
He was there for 2 fucking years. So...
Red Rooster haircut.
Red Rooster and Bobby Heenan make my list. What else do you have? We're kind of at the midway point of our 10 matches.
So this is one that I really have to mention because it was very bothersome. This is from WrestleMania 37.
Okay.
It is the opening match of night 2. Randy Orton versus The Fiend, the Bray Wyatt.
Okay, 37. 37 is
37 was the year after the COVID mania.
Okay,
so all right. This is the first I think their first show with a crowd.
Yes, that's right. Yep.
It's at Raymond James Stadium in Tampa, Florida.
Okay.
It's like half filled.
Uh-huh.
The night before was the hilarious incident where it started raining and we have Samoa Joe and a poncho.
And a poncho with Joe. Yes. This isn't the Randy Orton Bray Wyatt match that had the cum, did it? The sperm?
The sperm.
I think this is the other WrestleMania match they had at 33 when they had the graphic.
That was at 33. Yeah, where they were like
they were projecting bugs.
Yeah, I was at that WrestleMania.
Oh, yeah.
No one understood what the fuck was going on because there was all of a sudden the ring just looked like there was worms on it, and we're like, what the fuck is happening? Because you don't have the commentary to try and like walk you through what they're attempting.
No. Commentary had no idea if you were watching at home. So
why are there bugs?
Why are there bugs?
This is even worse than that one.
This is the one with
the Jack in the Box.
Oh, god damn it. Yeah. Oh, god damn it.
Alexa Bliss comes out of a Jack in the Box.
And she throws a fireball?
And she like starts bleeding black blood stuff from her face.
Yeah.
So this feud was snakebit from the beginning because leading up to the this is when Randy Orton lit him on fire in that Inferno match and turned him into a turd.
Yeah. Oh, so this is him coming back from that.
And then he loses in 5 minutes.
Yeah, that's right. Oh my god. And then he got released. Didn't he get released like
right after that?
Yeah. I'd quit too.
Yeah. Oh man, this was bad. And it was just like they were going like they did this a lot with him, and when it hit, it was awesome. And when it missed, like the fucking Mountain Dew match he had with fucking
LA Knight. Yeah, right. Yep, exactly.
Yeah. The glow in the dark match.
Original Uncle Howdy.
When it doesn't hit, it is awful.
Yeah. Yeah.
It comes off so silly. And this was like the second time that like you got like, you ever get the douche chills?
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah.
Where like something is so embarrassing that it like reverberates throughout your body. Yes. You're like, man, I like that guy. Yeah. I feel so bad that he has to do this right now.
They're trying so hard. The creative is like just cranking out just dreck for this poor guy. Fuck. I feel the same way for Orton because they try to do like, I don't want to say cutesy shit with Orton, but like they certainly have thrown him into like, again, the last time he wrestled Bray Wyatt, it was a world title match, and they've got they're experimenting with graphics for the first time, these like projected graphics, and there's no build to it. The only build to that was like Randy Orton's supposedly a babyface, and he lit the guy's house on fire the week before. And then they were like, you know what? Randy Orton's coming down the aisle. He's a snake. You know what's great to put behind him? We're going to make it look like it's a snake, but it's going to actually look like sperm.
Oh, my God. Now I know what you're talking about.
Now you know what I'm talking about. Yeah.
like coming down the ramp,
Yes,
right? It was
yeah,
like,
they
video on the ramp.
right.
Yeah.
Ooh, what a misguided company. I have to say it. Like, what a misguided company. All right, so that's we're midway point.
I genuinely don't remember like the match. It was 5 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
The match itself was probably
that's even worse.
Fine.
Yeah,
it was probably fine, but like the silliness around it just made it The Fiend was such a cool character when they debuted him, and they made him into such a fool.
So this is the point. Like, why put that on WrestleMania? It's an angle.
It is. The whole match is an angle.
It's an angle.
And not only is it just an angle, it's the blow off to the angle. And it's
well, I think lighting a guy on fire should have been the blow off to the angle. You don't have to do Jack in the Box and black blood and fireballs. Like, how much more is this guy gonna fucking take? Like, that's again, you're really seeing like that Bray Wyatt character had just gotten fumbled, and he's another one, like just railroaded a lot of these WrestleManias, and
he got
never really gave him anything to fucking sink his teeth into on the biggest show. I got another one that's pretty terrible. WrestleMania 26. I'm gonna throw this one in there.
Oh my! This might legitimately be the worst match of all time.
Bret Hart versus Vince McMahon. It's so Bret Hart finally comes back in January of that year. They have the hug with Shawn Michaels. I forgive you. I forgive you. They don't really forgive each other. No. And then Vince has to get involved. Bret had already had a stroke. God bless him that he was able to like come back and participate in their show. And they were brazen enough. And Bret's a sucker for all this shit. He's a mark. But why the fuck were you putting a man that had a stroke, don't care if he recovered from it enough to like lead a relatively normal life and is still doing relatively well these days? That is the risk. That's the ultimate risk. And it was versus Vince, who's the worst in-ring performer. I don't care. The character's fun. The Mr. McMahon bullshit. And this is finally a chance for Mr. McMahon versus Bret Hart, who he let go and who he besmirched on TV and blah, blah, blah. Hey, what a wonderful storyline. An angle to have. Why does it have to like culminate in the ring? That should be an opportunity where they both pick. You got Vince is in this corner, you got Bret that's in this corner, and they both pick a superstar to represent them at WrestleMania. Yeah.
I mean, they did it a few years earlier.
They've done it a million times. Why would you put this in there? Bret's wrestling in jean shorts, which is his jean shorts and a hockey jersey. The brothers all run in, and didn't they like make it like they were going to turn on Bret, and then
wasn't Bruce like the special guest referee?
He was
like
goddamn Bruce Hart. I mean, it just shows you that like that's again, it's Bret's caveat where it's like my dad's going into the Hall of Fame. I need to make amends with, I'm going to be back here and representing the WWF as an ambassador, blah, 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 all that other stuff. And he's like, I just want to make sure that all of my brothers and their families and extended families can be part of this. And he made it like Bruce was going to screw Bret, and they all ended up kicking the shit out of Vince. And the Hart Dynasty did their finish on Vince, and it's like, why? We wasted time with this whole fucking debacle when in the old days you would have done it as he's a retired wrestler, you're the owner of the company, I need you gone. If your guy can't beat my guy, you're out of here. You're out of here, gone forever. And you just could have laid it out like that, and everybody would have been completely satisfied. But no, egos have to take over, and it gave us the drizzling shits of a showcase match at that WrestleMania.
And what makes it worse is, so I can think of 3 matches in particular in which Vince was never great in the ring, but if he has the right person across
dance
from him,
partner, right,
they can put on either a spectacle or something serviceable.
Yeah.
I mean, him and Shane, him and Hogan, him and Shawn Michaels at WrestleManias were good spectacle matches.
Yeah, of course.
You would never say they're great matches, but they're like street fight or something. There's always,
yeah,
he's getting like
there's
crazy
signature
color.
spots, right?
Yeah.
But see, this was I think this was dubbed as a street fight, but you couldn't do the street fighty shit with Brett because
exactly. That's what makes this so bad. Is Brett is not in ring shape.
No.
Probably should not be in a ring to begin with, unless he's just cutting a promo.
Right.
It was just a fucking debacle from
Clusterfuck.
Jump Street.
Yeah. Bad. What's next? We got 4 more spots open.
4 more spots. I'm gonna take a jump back in time.
All right.
To WrestleMania 9.
All right.
With a man that had made my list quite a few times. And, he is a legend and one of the most revered characters of all time. But he had some stinkers on the biggest stage of them all. And that's The Undertaker when he took on Furry Man Gonzalez.
Yeah.
Giant Gonzalez.
Yeah, Giant Gonzalez.
This match sucks.
I have this noted as well.
And the crazy thing is, I don't think it's even The Undertaker's worst WrestleMania match. But it's really fucking bad.
Yeah. I know what they were going for, and this is we've mentioned this on the podcast before. There's a certain lean when The Undertaker had first turned babyface that he needed spooky opponents, or he needed supernatural, or he needed a big guy versus a big guy, and this was the biggest of big guys that they could get.
Yeah,
and
this was the start of that.
Yeah.
Of that like trajectory, because if you look at his WrestleMania opponents, pretty much for every WrestleMania after this up until I don't know that I can remember. I guess until 17, really, it's just big guys.
Right.
It's just big guys that
monsters. Let's
throw the monster at the Undertaker.
It's monster. He does Yoko. He does Kamala in this year. He does Curtis Hughes. It's tropes.
Every WrestleMania,
Bundy.
11 was Bundy. 12 is Diesel.
Yeah.
13 is Sid.
Right.
Kane. And then until you get to Triple H at 17, that's like the first where it's not. He's just trying to slay the monster.
And I hate that match too. But that'll be for a different day.
I kind of need to hear your rationale behind that.
I'll briefly. They easily could have kept that in the ring. They had better matches later in their careers. The 2 matches post Shawn were excellent. But that's when I don't think. See, Hunter had been the heavyweight champion going into that WrestleMania a couple times. And they went with the main event. And this is, unfortunately, they had an overcrowded main event scene. So the build for Taker and Triple H was literally like the 3 weeks before WrestleMania. It was so fast, and it was poorly built, and it was like fucking motorcycle bullshit, because he was fucking slave to sitting on the motorcycle at that point. And it went all over the arena. And I think maybe the Astrodome must have played because the all of the crowd heat, that's too big of a stadium for that, and it really didn't feel like a lot of juice because they didn't keep it to the ring, and they didn't have enough time to really build the story to it at a level where you buy it as one of the main attractions on the card. Again, because Hunter had been sort of like they took some steam away from him by taking the belt. He had those excellent matches with Austin, the 3 Stages of Hell at No Way Out, and then they were like, well, what do we do with Hunter? Well, what are we really doing with Taker? You easily could have, like, if you were smart, you had a year that they were building Kurt Angle and Triple H together, and you easily could have had them in a final blow-off. I know they had already main evented a few times on pay-per-view, but you could have had a final blow-off. You could have had a stipulation match, whatever it was, head shave, a million things you could have done. But they went with Taker because they needed to give Taker something to do, and Hunter. So it was lifeless, right?
Okay.
And that was, and to your point, this is the first time that Taker's being given somebody that pushes him to a level where he can like go in the ring. And there's a chance that he's going to be able to have a very good match. The problem is that there's no heat, there's no true heat behind it, or nothing that the fans are really caring that much about. They really want to sit, they're really preparing for that main event, and this is sort of like it's kind of it's a wet appetizer. It's sort of like it's cold soup. You're giving them cold soup before you're giving them filet mignon. And the rest of the appetizers were fucking incredible on that show. So this is that's the weak link. In my opinion, it's a weak link of that show. But back to what you were saying about Taker and Gonzalez, I had covered this in one of the rebooking exercises we did around WrestleMania 9. I would have done Hogan versus Gonzalez and given him his last hurrah in WWE or WWF, and let's have him slam the big giant of the giants, and then have Taker against Pop Shango, Spooky Guy versus Spooky Guy. That would have worked. Those two guys knew each other. They were fucking friendly.
Yeah,
they'd be able to put on a better match. But instead, it's like Gonzalez, and they're like, well, the Undertaker can't tombstone a guy like that. So we're gonna. It ends up in a goddamn countout.
Yeah. Man, that's a tough watch.
He had a bird. He had the vulture.
He did have a bird.
Yeah.
You know what they say?
It's always better when it has a bird. Put a bird on
money.
it.
Birds throw money.
Bird's the word. All right, so we'll both go with one more because technically I threw that my Undertaker Triple H was on my list as a worst WrestleMania match. So give me one more that really grinds your gears that doesn't deserve to be on a WrestleMania.
So when you phrase it that way, right?
Mm-hmm.
I was going to name another Undertaker match, in all honesty.
Okay,
but
right.
I will say that match did deserve the spot that it was in on a WrestleMania.
Right.
One that definitely.
Are you saying Undertaker's fake retirement?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. That Undertaker versus Roman Reigns was an abomination of a main event.
Uh-huh.
And then him leaving his
boots,
his boots and shit,
his goddamn duster,
ring, and then doing like three more
WrestleManias
after that.
This guy.
But a match. Let's keep it lighthearted. A match that most certainly did not deserve to be on a WrestleMania show. We're gonna go to the year 2000. the only WrestleMania without an actual number. Well, it is a number.
Oh,
but
yes.
It's not.
Yes.
It's not chronological.
Right.
Typically, the number 2000 does not come in between 15 and 17.
It certainly doesn't.
The worst match on that show was
16.
Test and Albert, TNA, taking on the team of Head Cheese, which, for those who are not familiar, was Al Snow and Steve Blackman.
The Lethal Weapon Steve Blackman.
They were accompanied to the ring by a short Mexican man in a cheese outfit with the butt cheeks cut out.
Yeah.
And what can I say? It's about as good as any test match has ever been.
By the way, this is the Attitude Era that they tell you is untouchable for character development, for preparing and grooming main event talent, and for finding new guys and utilizing the undercard, and mid-card guys have shit to do. This is what these four motherfuckers were doing in this match. And a man, there was probably a production guy who got dressed up in a triangle of cheese.
Yeah, so the whole TNA gimmick, Test and Albert, is just a euphemism for Trish Stratus standing at ringside.
Yes.
And you have this ridiculous... Al Snow has just become like a bumbling fool at this point.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
And so he is like... He's the comic relief for the serious Steve Blackman. This match was complete dog shit.
Of course.
I mean, it was just like a bad ladder match. And do you want to know, this is sandwiched in between this match, it goes 7 minutes, first of all, which is like
6 too long.
5. Yeah. This is sandwiched in between the hardcore battle royal for the hardcore title, where the title changed hands about 45 times in 15 minutes.
Yeah.
And a triangle ladder match for the tag team titles between Edge and Christian, the Dudleys, and the Hardys.
Which is 5 stars and put everybody on the map. Yeah.
Which somehow this match is on the same card as that.
Yeah.
And I mean, this is one of... I'm reading through this card right now. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This is one of 5 tag team matches.
Yeah.
On this show.
Yeah. Everybody got a WrestleMania payoff.
That's essentially what it was. It was like, but by far, this was the worst piece of shit on that show.
I mean, that's you got to remember.
And that was a piece of shit show.
Yeah, and I was going to say, you got to remember that's justifiably one of the lowest ranked WrestleManias because they have Terry Runnels and the Cat in a match, and they had my least favorite one on that card is China and Too Cool versus Perry Saturn, Dean Malenko, and Eddie Guerrero, who were just into the company no more than like 2 months in to a run, and this is what you have them do?
Well, that's just an absolute miscarriage of justice.
Yeah. Throw the baby... What do they call it? Throw the baby out with the bathwater? Like, just make it happen. Make it stupid. But yeah, I forgot about that cheese guy. Fucking Steve Blackman. Remember that. Remember, everybody who's listening to this, remember, that's what they did to Steve Blackman. Steve Blackman could have killed them all. Murdered them dead.
They had him come out with a Packers cheese head.
Yeah. He embraced it. All right. The worst one in my opinion.
And when I said earlier that Brett and Vince was the worst, I think the one that you're about to say is probably the worst.
Well, I've got a couple choices here. I'm going to go with
Because there's
WrestleMania 34.
Oh, okay.
I'm actually going with this. Yeah, I know it. I know what one you're thinking of, and I'm gonna leave it be as a learning tool. This is for the tag team championships.
Oh my god.
Sheamus and Cesaro, aka Claudio Castagnoli, the current CMLL heavyweight champion of the world, versus Braun Strowman and referee John Cone's 10-year-old son, Nicholas. Where Braun Strowman and Nicholas won the World Tag Team Championships at WrestleMania. Or the SmackDown Tag Team Champions. I don't give a fuck what they were. That's all-time spit in the fan's face. We're going to do whatever the fuck we want to do. And we have no plan. Who is Braun Strowman's partner actually supposed to be? God only knows.
I don't think that they ever said. They just said a mystery partner.
It was a mystery partner.
And he just chose a child out of the...
Because he was like, I can beat these guys. So first of all, this is also the year leading up to this was their big, like, we're going to make Braun Strowman a thing, right? And he's wrestling Roman in matches. He's wrestling main events. He's this, like, unbeatable strongman monster, and he's a good heel. But he wasn't over enough because he was shitty in the ring. And you're going to put him opposite one of the technical wrestling gods of the last quarter century in Cesaro, a.k.a. Claudio Castagnoli. A man probably as powerful, if not more powerful, than Braun Strowman, pound for pound. And Sheamus, who's no slouch when it comes to just beat the fuck out of you, physical. Never my favorite worker, never my favorite character on that show, but he blended in with Cesaro, eventually forming this tag team, and they were a great championship tag team. The Bar.
Yes.
They have to have they have to have something to do with Braun. These are these long WrestleManias too. Like this is the main event of this one was right after this. And it was Brock Lesnar versus Roman Reigns. The first time they bored us to death. But this was a kid. A kid won a fucking belt. A kid who you never saw on television, so there's no story of they bullied him backstage or they bullied the referee whose kid this was. This was a random kid that got pulled out. So it's this sort of like weird audience participation nonsense that they threw in there because, hey, this is cute. We can subvert the expectations of the fan base and make a moment. It's a WrestleMania moment. Nobody thinks about this. Nobody. And I know the one that you were talking about that should have been on this list, which was Michael Cole and Jerry Lawler.
Yes.
That still made a WrestleMania moment. Because technically, they put a lot of effort into Michael Cole being a bullshit dickhead announcer.
I guess.
Against his partner, Jerry the King Lawler, who had a heart attack at some point, a year or two ahead of, after that, right? Whatever. Still, it's fucking stupid. That's stupid. But this thing with the kid is the stupidest thing. If there's ever a wrestler like, all right, Bret Hart with a stroke should never be in a WrestleMania match. A 10-year-old boy should never be in a WrestleMania match.
No. And I think, if I'm not mistaken, the next night on Raw, he had school, so he had to... Or he didn't do his homework, so they forfeited the title.
Gave the title back. Right, yeah. It was a dumb angle.
It was retarded.
It was a dumb angle, right? This is when you don't think about things, and all of a sudden it's like, well, we're just gonna take a chance. Crowd's gonna get this, right?
No,
fucking.
I will say,
flop.
This was another WrestleMania that I was in attendance for.
Okay.
There were a small amount of Nicholas chants coming from our section that may or may not have been me.
Okay, all right. Well, fuck you then. Nicholas.
Only because everyone was
drunk.
So well that, but everyone was like, "Who is it going to be? Who is it going to be? Who is it going to be?"
And then it's like,
and then he was just like, "That kid."
I could have anything. Right? Yeah.
And then they were like, "Hey, what's your name, kid?" And he's just like, "Nicholas." So then everyone's like, "Nicholas."
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but that was, I mean, that's something you do on a house show.
I was just going to say, do it on a house show. Don't waste my WrestleMania money that I spent going to the show or watching this on the network. My time is valuable. I want my $9.99 back. Just because a little kid was on that show. Also because, goddamn, that AJ Styles and Nakamura match was awesome, and the finish made no sense, and Nakamura should have won. And Asuka should have beat fucking Charlotte Flair.
Yeah.
What a badly booked WrestleMania.
That was.
Yeah. All right. Let's just a couple honorable mentions. We don't have to get into a lot of details, but just throw a few more out there just to put a bow on this one.
All right, we mentioned it earlier, but didn't go into any detail. Undertaker and King Kong Bundy from WrestleMania 11.
Okay. Yep.
Absolutely horrendous.
Bad.
Kane versus the Great Khali from WrestleMania 23.
Oh shit. Oh yeah. Okay.
That probably should have made the list.
Yeah.
Hulk Hogan versus Sid from WrestleMania 8.
Okay.
And
bad finish, bad timing. Yeah.
And the Boogeyman versus Booker T and Sharmell.
Yes.
From WrestleMania 22.
Yeah, that's in my notes for sure. I bury Triple H a lot in my list.
Not a fan, huh?
Listen. He's got some decent matches, and mostly when he's got a long match that doesn't work. WrestleMania 19, Booker T and Triple H is so long and so poorly booked. Again, it's one of those things. If I was Booker T, I would have quit the company the night after. I would have said, keep your fucking shit. Get out of here with that. Triple H and Sting from 31 is terrible. I hate the run-ins from DX makes sense. The NWO stuff makes no sense.
No.
Sting losing makes no sense other than we protect our own. I mean, Baron Corbin and Kurt Angle? WrestleMania 35? What the fuck were you doing with Kurt Angle's last match?
You want to talk about a long show. Holy moly.
Yikes.
And that was like towards the end.
Yikes. Yeah, that was... You were there for that one too, right? In MetLife.
No.
You didn't go to that MetLife.
I tailgated that WrestleMania only to discover that tickets were $300. So we went home and watched that one.
Imagine if they'd be $11,000 today. And then I'll just throw one more out there because I like to dunk on it. It's WrestleMania 3 is 17, 3, 30, and 41 are or 40 are considered the gold standards in WrestleManias. WrestleMania 3 had a 6-person tag.
Oh my God.
It was Hillbilly Jim, Little Haiti, and Little Beaver versus King Kong Bundy, Little Tokyo, and Lord Littlebrook. Where Bundy got disqualified for slamming Little Beaver.
Poor little beaver.
Poor little beaver got squashed. Bunny was the happiest. And then his two tiny pals turned on him at the end of the match. They were so mad that their enemy got body slammed. How dare you? And Hillbilly Jim at the end has to, like, that was the year they had the first year they had the WrestleMania carts to take them down.
Oh my God, I love those things.
And there's Hillbilly Jim at the end of it, like, Little Beaver is squashed. And because Bundy slammed him and then dropped an elbow, I believe. And Hillbilly Jim is carrying him like a very little baby on his shoulder, going back up the aisle in his cart. The image is great. The match is blech, bullshit. But that I'm gonna put that in my honorable mentions too. So
poor little beaver.
Poor little beaver. All right. Well, I'm sure there'll be something on this year's WrestleMania card that will make us retch and be considered one of the worst. If you like this type of episode, maybe we'll do worst matches of SummerSlam one day, or worst Saturday night main event matches, or angles, or segments. I got a lot in the chamber for that one. But this is a lot of fun. Obviously, WrestleMania season is, whether you follow their product or don't follow their product, WrestleMania season is always something to get a little bit hyped for and interested in. March and April are the 2 months that you sort of, you anticipate there being, you cross your fingers and you're like, at least give me good matches and good pushes for new guys. So let's see if they can pull it out of the fire and right some of the wrongs they made last year. And we'll see what goes on. We will still have a couple episodes. When is WrestleMania?
The 18th and 19th,
like
I think
the week after
of April.
Yeah, the week after Easter, I think, this year. So, yeah, it's coming. It'll be here soon. I think we'll have another, at least one episode before then. So we'll be able to hear from you and get final hype in before WrestleMania happens. But this was a fun one. So on behalf of my tag team partner, Tom Schultz, this is Mike Madden. We hope you guys have a great night, and we will see you at the matches.